Now let's meet a man who has some very positive ideas about how our youngsters are spending their time.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Fred Sterner.
Number 2.
My name is Fred Sterner.
Number 3.
My name is Fred Sterner.
Now, here's what Fred Sterner has to say, and I must say, I think he's got a point. It says here, I, Fred Sterner, keenly recall the games and activities of the 30s and the 40s. Long before children's weary eyes were glued to the flickering tube, kids played some wonderful games. You remember Ring-a-Levio and Potsy and Skelly? How about Ishkabibble, or Territory, or Association? And here's a winner, 3 Steps to Germany. Did you ever play beanbag basketball or enjoy a Hindu? Think of the fun you could have with marbles and with eggs and with matchbook covers. I remember it well. I recorded my nostalgic look at these and other pastimes in a book written with Adolf Seltzer, and we called it, What Did You Do When You Were a Kid? Signed, Fred Sterner. When I was a kid, I used to sit and stare at a table that my parents have in the living room all night long because I knew that when television was invented, that's where they were going to put the set. Waited for it. Anyhow, we're going to start with Kitty Carlisle.
Waiting for a radio.
Thank you. Number 1, what is Ishkabibble?
Skibibble is a girls' game played like Potsy.
What's Potsy?
Potsy is a square of numbers 1 through 6.
Oh, like hopscotch.
Right.
I get it. Number 2, do you have children?
Yes, I do.
How much television turns children into viewers as opposed to doers?
Well, children usually gravitate to the things that they're most interested in, and if they are motivated, they'll be doers no matter what they do.
But I mean, how much in time would you allow?
Oh, I'd only allow perhaps an hour a day during school time. In the summertime, they have free play.
And number 3, all my friends' children have turned into doers. They watch television. How do you explain that?
Depends on what they're doing. You know,
They're doing good things.
Yeah, but indoors. Outdoors is a lot of fun.
And it takes us, please, to Bill Cullen.
You know, Gary, where I came from, now that I guess we play these things, we had different names.
Yeah.
That's 3. Number 3, what do you know of a game called Tournicap?
No,
You don't know about that?
not tourniquet.
Number 1, did you ever hear Tournicap?
Can't say I have.
Number 2.
No, I'm afraid I haven't.
I never heard of Tournicap, Bill.
I never heard of it either.
Well, you get this girl. No, that was a game we played in Pittsburgh, honest. Number 2, how about rounders? What distinguished rounders from a regular fellow went out with a girl? No, from a regular baseball game, for instance.
Well, perhaps some games are known by different names in
Yeah.
different parts of the country. So sometime, I came from New York, and the games may have had different names than you would have.
I hope someone remembers Tournicap, because that was a great game. I mean, all you Pittsburgh
We'll
folks
all
are
get
right.
together and organize a team, Peggy.
They can't. Number 3, in what game do you have to say, may I?
Red Rover.
Thank you. Number 2, what is a game called Kick the Can?
Well, kick the can is somewhat like a baseball game, but it's played with a can on the curb, and you run the bases as you would in baseball.
Thank
Usually
you.
There were the 4 corners of the corner.
Thank you. Now, number 1, do you believe that most children's games are universal? I mean, would you think that games that we play, for instance, in the United States are played, we'll say, in Arabian countries or in Russia? I mean, is there a universality about children's games?
I think there's something universal about children, yes. I think they'd play them all over.
Thank you. Now, number 2, Doctor. The game of Doctor.
Sorry. Let's please go to Orson B.
Yeah, outside light.
You know, the great thing about those games is how quick they teach kids to count, because when a kid is it and he has to count to 100, he goes, 10, 20, 30. Numbers 2 through 9 don't exist. Number 3, what is a new cucumber?
A new cucumber?
Yeah, as in Ollie and free new cucumber. Don't you remember that?
Not
That
new
was
cucumber.
a newcomer to the game, right?
Right.
At least over home around Boston where Peggy and I grew up. Number 1, how many Aggies are worth a glassy, or do I have it wrong?
You're
I think
I have it wrong?
I think every area had their own matrix system or value.
Oh, did they? But still, Aggies were very important, I see.
Yes, indeed they were, and so's the bell, Orson. It cuts us off and allows us to vote or forces us to vote, however you look at it. And we vote for number 1, or for number 2, or for number 3.
Nuts, I didn't
And Kitty, have you arrived at a decision? She's saying,
Oh, it's so difficult. It's so difficult.
Yeah, we learned more about us than we did about them,
That's
really. We
the
found
truth.
out about the games that we
Yeah.
played.
Well, we didn't get to find out about Doctor and House,
Yeah,
which
boy.
were the best games when I was a child. But I voted for number 1.
Number 1, and Bill
We
Cullen.
used to play kick the can. We'd kick it right over. I voted for number 3. There.
And 3, and Peggy.
I goofed. I voted for 2, but I shouldn't have, because he didn't know kick the can.
All righty, we got another 2 showing up there. What do we got showing so far? 1 and a pair of 2s, right?
one isn't
All right,
showing.
and Orson, please.
Hey,
I'm
one mistake there.
What? One should have an X, and 2 should have 2. Is that it?
Right.
Yeah. And
No, 2 should have 1.
wait a minute. Now let me get around front here. That's it.
1, a 3, and a 2.
All right. So far, everybody should have 1 vote, right?
Right.
Everybody's got 1 vote, and Orson's going to break the tie.
I'm in no hurry. I'm just sitting here imagining the little Kitty Carlisle playing Doctor. I vote for number 1. I'm sure it's number 1.
And on that note, will the real Fred Sterner, sir, please stand up? Which one is Fred? There's Fred. That was a good effort all along the line, gentlemen. Number 2, tell us about yourself.
My name is Hal Palmer. I'm an advertising executive with Unigraphic. We're a sales promotion and marketing company.
Miss Palmer. And number 3, sir, how about you?
My name is Bill Falk. I'm a wine advisor for the California Wine Institute.
How there now? Well, Fred Sterner, you brought back a lot of good memories for us. Hope it revives a lot of good games. Thank you for being with us here on The Tell the Truth.